Today I have a like 6.5, 7 hour road trip. As I started the trip this morning, I went out to my car and it was filthy. I parked under a tree with a bunch of birds on it or something, and they just played havoc with my car. And I did something I've never done before. I stopped in the middle of a 6.5 hour road trip to go through a car wash. Issues that we see every single day in our business, we start to identify with them. We start to believe that that value system that would allow those things to exist is our value system. But sometimes things creep into the business just out of inattention, and those things don't belong there. But what does it take to jar you out of the situation you're in? Now, I am not one of those people who keeps my car pristine all the time. It's not a pigsty, but it's also not showroom quality. But there was something about the way I saw it this morning that just made its condition intolerable, and I had to make a change. You know what's funny is, within just a few hours, like maybe an hour and a half of driving in this car that I couldn't stand how dirty it was before, I'd gotten completely used to it. It didn't even bother me that much anymore. And it was when I stopped for gas and I realized, you know, you've gotten way too used to this already. This car's filthy. 2 hours ago, you didn't even want to be seen in it, and now you're okay with it, that I realized you got to snap out of this. This is ridiculous. It amazes me how quickly we can get used to stuff like that. Stuff that was intolerable to us, stuff that we would have never put up with, stuff that repulsed us. All of a sudden, within a very short amount of time, we've adapted to it, we've gotten accustomed to it, and it's no big deal anymore. That happens every single day in your business. That's one of the reasons I'm such a big fan of secret shoppers for clients' businesses. When you have somebody who goes into a situation, they haven't been there all the time, they get a fresh perspective, a lot of times they can find those things that really should be intolerable, that would be intolerable to you if you stepped out of your business for any amount of time and came back with it and got a fresh perspective, and they can see them right away, bring them to your attention and give you some things to work on. Secret shoppers are probably one of the most overlooked aspects, and people think it's about checking up on service and checking up on employees. Really, it should be about the business owner getting a perspective that they can't get from their day-to-day experience of the business. So the point of all of this is, if you see stuff in your business that does make you uncomfortable and you're like, this is not the way things should be, take action immediately before you get accustomed to it, because trust me, you're not going to feel as urgent about it the next day. It's not going to upset you as much an hour or 2 hours later. And if you wait a week because you're busy and you don't really have time to address it, don't be surprised if in a week it doesn't seem like that big of a deal to you anymore. Whether it's a dirty lobby or a parking lot that needs to be fixed, or the first impression that's being left by your front desk person, when you see stuff that shouldn't be right, you need to act on it quickly before you get accustomed to it and it just becomes part of the way you do business. I'm ready to get home, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.